There we go. Okay. Well, hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
The talk for today, the title that was suggested was treating each day as a brand new baby, or as a brand new truck for you guys, or a brand new motorcycle. That's what would have really turned on my husband. Think about what it's like if you're welcoming a brand new baby into the world. There's so much potential there. There's so much excitement of new possibilities, this new life and love, and just, what's going to happen, and watching this baby grow. And we know that. It's kind of like saying in the morning when you first wake up, "Good morning, the rest of my life is starting today." Because if we wake up in the morning and think about yesterday's issues or challenges, then we're just bringing them right back into the next day, and we'll do it again tomorrow and so forth. We have to be able to welcome each new day as a new beginning, because that leaves us open to receiving all kinds of inspiration, answers to problems, you name it. It really helps. Another great question to start the day with are, what are the infinite possibilities available to me now? What are the infinite possibilities available to me now?
They're unlimited.
What are the infinite possibilities available to me now? And what are the infinite possibilities to me now? They're available to me, because it really opens you up to be receptive to whatever the universe wants to express in and through you. If we think about new opportunities, what does that sound like to us? What does our brain go to? A new job opportunity, or new classes that we can take, or a new workshop that we might want to go to? Does it mean that we're going to try a new thing, like take dance lessons, or make jewelry, or learn to play the guitar or the flute? What do we have paired up with opportunity? Because we have to have some really good ones. Otherwise, it's more like, oh, do I even want another opportunity? That just means more energy going out. And if we have that paired up with possibility or opportunities, we're not going to want it, and we're going to make sure that we block it before it even gets here. So we have to look at, what do we have paired up with these things? Another great question would be, how will spirit show up today? How will spirit show up today? That's a wonderful question, because then you start looking for spirit showing up, and it can show up in the squirrels running across the roof, or it can show up in a bird. I remember I was wondering what a robin sounded like. I knew what a lot of other birds sounded like, but a robin was sort of escaping me. And I was sitting on the back, this happened several years ago, but I was sitting on the back porch, and all of a sudden I look up to the left, I see the robin, and it's going, brr, 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 and he did that for about 3 minutes and flew away. And I said, okay, now I know what a robin sounds like. You ask the universe and it will answer. It will provide you with opportunities. And so asking how spirit's going to show up is a great way to really get some wonderful things going in your life. The possibilities are endless and are waiting for our acceptance. And that's why we can't have anything paired up with those words that would be something we don't want, because then we'll keep blocking the fulfillment of it, the manifestation of it. But if we have full acceptance and we're in a receptive mode, oh, the spirit loves to give us things. It loves to express through us. I mean, that's what we're here for, to allow spirit to express in and through us as us. However, of course, there's a lot of doors that then you're saying, should I go through this one? Should I go through this one? Should I go through this one? or that one over that. I've heard Europeans say that Americans are, what is the word they use? We are paralyzed by overchoice. Paralyzed by overchoice, because if you have 6 different bottles of hairspray or shampoo or laundry detergent, until you find the one you think is perfect for you, you're going, well, should I do this one? Or what does this say? Well, should I do this one? This one, or if food, this one has way too many carbs, but this one is going to be way too healthy. It's not going to taste good. But what about this? What about this? And you know what happens is that sometimes what you're doing is saying, I won't choose right now because I don't know which one is the right one, which one is the best one. If there's too many women around, the guy's going to hold out. I want to see who the next one is. If I choose and I settle on this, have I said, will the right perfect woman come in next? If we have that kind of worry, and we do in our culture, I want this, but maybe not. Maybe this one over here is even better. Then we just get stymied. How do we decide which door to go through when the opportunities are endless? First of all, we got to give up the idea that we can make a wrong choice. Because if you choose something and then you say, oh, this really isn't working out, then like a car, you can take it back, you can resell it, you can get another car. This isn't, now marriage is a little different. You sort of sign up for a long period of time. It's a real commitment. But most of the time, it's just a matter of saying, let me try this, and I think it'll be fine, rather than believing that you have to make the right choice, because if you don't, you're going to suffer with this for the rest of your life. It really doesn't work like that in most cases. There's another thing to do, though, and that's your inner guidance. If you have all these opportunities out there, which one lights up for you? Which one lights up? You know, I learned that from Abraham, because they will say, you over there in the fourth one, you're the one that lit up. And she uses that expression a lot. You lit up. In other words, the guidance from beyond was saying this person has a question that's going to really amplify for the whole group. So you're the one that I need to call up here. That's following the energy. It's following the energy. What lights up? I'll often do that if I have 3 different shampoos and say, well, what's lighting up for me? You know, it works. There's another one that says, what brings you joy? What brings you joy? You have all those shoulds that you shouldn't really do this because of your age, or because you don't really have the money, or because people expect you back there, but you really want to go do this and not go do that, even though they're expecting you, but you think you ought to do it. Then what happens? You resent it, so it's not a good idea anyway. What invokes curiosity? What invokes curiosity in you, in us? I mean, that is a good sign that that's where we want to go. It's a great path to greater enlightenment. What feels right? Many times feeling, you have a gut reaction. I want to do this. I don't know why I want to move to Dallas, but I just have this gut feeling I got to do it. And then you get down there and you find all kinds of stuff. I had felt I had to go to Tulsa. This church was here, and I didn't have a church like this in Illinois. And so I moved to Tulsa because of this church, because of the Religious Science Church. But once I got here, I found a master's degree, and I found a husband, and I found all kinds of wonderful things. So many great friends. Lolita was one of the first people I met when I got here. I followed that gut instinct, and it led me to a, really wonderful, wonderful life. Following the energy is the basic message through all this. Our picturing of spirit We are invited to stretch into a bigger idea of ourselves with each new day, a bigger idea of ourselves, because we do live from inner images. We live from inner images and then we make them manifest on the outer. We don't always know that we're doing that. In fact, most of the time we don't know that we're doing that. We have to be told that by somebody in a workshop that says, did you know that you're living? But we do. And we got to be willing to change those inner definitions of ourselves to allow a bigger idea for each new day. And I quote, our willingness to step into new territory, knowing we are supported by a universe that desires only our good, is a gift that we can give ourselves every day. The universe is on our side. The universe is very, very, very friendly, if we'll let it be. Our willingness to embrace infinite possibility, to choose a new, larger way of living our truth with each new day, is a gift that we also give back to Spirit. A gift Spirit is giving itself through us as us. So that's why you want to say that, what does Spirit want to, how is Spirit moving through me today, is a chance for the Spirit to say, oh, you want to find out? Well, here we go, right? Enjoy the roller coaster ride. And it's just electric. The world lights up. It's beautiful. Michael Beckwith said that he had gone up to bear something up above Los Angeles, and he had meditated for 2 days, and he was driving back down the mountain, and everything was glowing. Everything was glowing. The rocks were glowing. The trees were glowing. He stopped the car and took pictures of the mountains. And I thought, Michael, you were glowing. And everything around you simply responded to that state of consciousness. I mean, when we meditate for 2 or 3 days at his level of meditation, you're definitely going to see the light flowing back to you when it's in us. Think about when you first fell in love and what the world looked like. It's really lovely. The gift of the Spirit is a gift Spirit is giving through us, and we're simply giving it the chance to do that. It can be as simple as what Michael was doing on the way back, appreciating the landscape, stopping his busy life to take pictures of the flowers and the mountains. And he found one sunflower, and he just thought it was the most radiant, wonderful thing he'd ever seen. He stopped the car just to take a picture of the one sunflower that happened to be blooming. He appreciated it instead of driving right by us because he was focused on problems or his busy schedule or what he was going to have to do when he got back. So many times we live in watching television when there's a gorgeous sunset. We don't even know it's happening. There's been times when Pamela will come in from work and say, Chris, there's a sunset out there. So I rush out to see the sunset. Or I'll take a walk and I come back and say, Pamela, there's a beautiful sunset. So she gets dressed and she runs out to see the sunset. I mean, we don't even know it's there because we're stuck inside with our routines. But it can go all the way up to public service. It can go all the way up to the kind of thing that Myrna's doing all the time, packing supplies, medical supplies for foreign countries. It can go anywhere. But when we're lifted on the wings of Spirit, it does not feel like drudgery. It does not feel, one more thing. It doesn't. It feels so light. It feels so exciting just to do it, because I went over and helped her one time and I really, really enjoyed it. Carol was there too. So we let Spirit choose which door we go through, and we don't doubt our ability to express it in any way. We don't doubt our ability to do it, when God and I is a majority. So it's really, if we know we're moving with Spirit, then everything is going to be available to us, as the song said. Everything is available that we need. And if it isn't, it's just not yet available to us, but it will be. So it's really great stuff. But it's always our choice. We decide. Each new day, we can re-choose what we think and feel about ourselves and our world. We can choose safety, mediocrity, the familiar, the safe, the habitual, or we can choose to step into a new beginning, this brand new baby kind of a day, this brand new truck kind of a day, tentatively, perhaps, but we can choose to expand. And when we're doing that, we have to remember not to get on our own back about not going fast enough. You know, nobody would expect to go out on a stage their first day of ballet lessons and stand on their toes and dance like a ballerina. The little girls that show up thinking they're going to do that are sorely, very literally, sorely disappointed. But if they stick with it, they start to see little things along the way that say, yes, I'm getting there, I'm getting there. My husband and I were walking up a hillside once. We'd parked the car and we'd walked up the hill and we'd walked up the hill, I don't know, 20 minutes. And we looked ahead and went, whoa, this looks like a long path. But when we turned around, the parking lot was way down there. And we said, well, I guess we made some progress, right? So we kept going a little further and then we had to turn around because we didn't have that much time. But just remembering to turn around and check how far we've come, rather than always comparing ourselves to the end of the journey. It's the journey that matters. And I have to accept that in my own life, because I spent since 1980 to 2016 trying to promote optimal learning. And the guy that was doing that was about 4 or 5 years older than me. After all those years, computers had come in and everybody was into computers and they weren't into classroom management or how do you promote an idea and make it work and help people learn better. It was all computers. And so he went on to writing poetry and I retired because I was getting older. But you know, it's like I look at myself, well, I don't have a legacy in that sense. The legacy is all the students I had that benefited from my using optimal learning in the classroom. And if just because it didn't, it's out there in the ethers, it will come through again another generation perhaps from now when people start saying it's more important face-to-face contact rather than all this computer stuff. It will, it's there, it's in the ethers. Where do we think we got it? So it's just always saying the journey is the important thing, not the final result. If we reach it, great, then we pick a new journey. But we must never, ever criticize ourselves and get on our backs because we didn't get there right away, because we lapsed into negative self-talk, or because we lapsed into ain't it awfuls and blogging about the government and the economy and the stock market and our energy just spirals down and down. And then we, wait a minute, that's not what I want to be doing. I want to express spirit. I want to be alive with the life, the truth. Right back up again. We have to catch ourselves. Pat yourself on the back. I caught myself 10 minutes earlier this time. It works. It works. So conscious evolution, and I quote, we actively participate in life's ever higher fulfillment of its inner divinity, the God pattern within. A conscious evolution in the way humankind knows and understands itself. Evolution, by definition, requires the dissolving of old forms and old patterns and old constructs so that newness can unfold. Each new day calls upon us to stretch into a bigger idea and a fuller life. Now, if that isn't exciting, shift what you got associated with it, because that's where it'll go. So we are the gift that Spirit gives itself. Our experience of life, our unique and creative expression in the world is Spirit's opportunity to experience and express itself in and through us. If we try to say, oh, I'm not really good enough for that, or I'm just too old for that, or I'm just too whatever for that, I'm too busy for that, we're denying Spirit. We're denying the Spirit of the fullness of its own expression. No one but us can bring our unique gifts to the party. It's things to notice. It's time to notice that the Spirit is working in and through us in ways that are not material. When we express the Spirit, we express love. We express light. We express wholeness. We express harmony, compassion, creativity, abundance, joy. These qualities become embodied in us, in each and every one of us. So let's say yes to Spirit. Let's say yes to being it, to sharing it with the world, to sharing our inner light. As Ernest Holmes said, I rise to meet the new day with confidence and strength, refreshed by the living Spirit within me. Let's all say that together. I rise to meet the new day.
I rise to meet the new day.
Filled with confidence and strength.
Filled with confidence and strength.
Refreshed by the living Spirit within me.
Refreshed by the living Spirit within me.
Right on, and namaste. Now we have to turn it off and start the conversation.